What's up guys, welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to do your dimensioning and both interior and exterior, and how to do your structural grid. So let's get started. First of all, you come to documents, the first item you are going to see there is your dimension. You click on your dimension, you press your Ctrl T to go into the dimension settings, or if you don't want to press your Ctrl T, you come up to this side and you click it. So it will take you here. You see this dialog box, so you can start like changing your changing the settings for your dimensioning. Okay, this is the witness, the marker and the witness line. So I like using red for my witness line. Then this one is the marker line, so we will leave it in black color. So the next thing is the text. Our text is in area, so we are going to change it to Times New Roman, but you can put it in any of your preferred text. So the next one is the bold, so we are going to bold it so that it will be visible. Very good. So the next one is the font height. The default font height you will see is 2.0, but let's change it to 1.5. Then after that, I think we are done with every settings. Any other settings is not that important. So you click OK. Then you come to the point where you want to dimension. For now, we want to dimension the width, the length of this toilet from this wall to this wall, and also the width of the toilet from this wall to this other wall. So what are we going to do? You come to the edge of this wall, you click on this wall, come to the edge of this wall and click on it, then you right click and press OK. Then you drop your dimensions. Now you repeat the same process here. You click here, right click, press OK and drop it. You click here, right click, press OK, and make sure as you are dropping it is in alignment with this one. So if you want it to be in alignment with this one, you take your mouse to the end of this one and it's going to snap it for you. Once it snap it for you, you can click your OK. So you repeat the same process in the other side. It's the same process. Since we've got in here, there's no need of doing this one. You can delete this one. So we take the veranda. Okay, so we are done with the interior dimension, the internal dimension. So we are going to do the external dimensioning. So let's start with this first. You click your windows, openings, right click, drag out. So this is, but if you notice where you see that it's giving us 0.476 and this one is giving us 1.500, but we don't want that. We are working with millimeters, but I think this is in meters, so we are working with millimeters. So how are we going to change that? You come to options. After options, you come to project preferences and you come to your dimensions, the second one. You click on it. So it's in plain millimeters, and the plain millimeters has what? It has 3 decimals. So what are we going to do? We will change it to plain millimeter. To plain meters. I like working with millimeters, but if you are comfortable with the meters, you can leave it and continue your work depending on the kind of unit or the type of unit you like working with. So click OK. I think it's okay now. 1500, 1200, 476 millimeters. Okay, that is okay. Please, I'm going to fast forward this process. Figure is falling outside of the witness line. So what are you going to do? You click on the figure, press Ctrl D, that is to drag. You drag it right inside here. So I think there is a little bit adjustment we need to do to this. Okay, so you repeat the same process. I think we are not having this, so you double click. If let's say you want to dimension this wall, both this side and this side, and you are having only one line here and you've already dropped it, what are you going to do? You click on this dimension, you click on it again, that is, you double click, then you take it to this plus sign, that is to insert another dimension point. You click on it, then take it to that point. As you can see, gotten that, then you can drag your figure. Then let's repeat the same process. That is to make our work neat. That is why I'm doing it. I think we are done with everything. So the next thing now we are going to do is to add our grid lines. So you come down, still on that document. This is it, the grid element 2. You double click it so that it will take you to the settings. So we can now start doing some settings. This the first one is showing us show on story. So you give it a command. Now it's in all stories. That is to say, since it's in all stories, that is to say, if you leave it here, let's draw one. Let me use one as an example. Okay, this is it. Show on all stories. You'll find that if you come to the first floor, that is a roof plan here in our own, you are going to see it. Then if you come to the second floor, the second story, you are going to see it. As long as you have as much stories as you have in your project, you keep seeing this grid. So how are we going to correct that? Let's say you want the grid to be showing on only the ground floor, and let's say you are having a duplex and you want that grid, and where what is happening in the first floor is not the same thing that is happening in the ground floor, and that grid line is not supposed to be there. How are you going to do it? So how you are going to do it, that is what I will show you now. So you click on it, you click on your grid, you double click on your grid, sorry, double click on it. So these all stories, that is what will make the difference. So you change it to, do you want it to show in the first floor, in the first story and the second story only? You can still set it. You can still have like your custom settings. Then you edit your custom settings. We have the ground floor, we have the first floor. If I want this grid to show on the ground floor and the second floor, second story alone, I can do that without it reflecting on the first story. It's possible. So that is where you do it all. So in this case, we are going to use home story. That is the ground floor. The home story is where you are putting the grid first. Home story and one up. You click it. Then we come to the naming rules. This is the naming rules. Do you want to use figures? Do you want to use alphabet? Do you want to use small letter alphabet? Do you want to use Roman figure? Anyhow, they are merged there. So let's use numbers. So it's going to start from number 1. Then you click on OK. So we are going to draw, you drag, you drop. Don't worry, we are going to delete this one. You drag, you drop, you drag, you drop, you drag, you drop. So since we are done with this, the next one is what, the horizontal grid line. So you press your Ctrl T while the grid line is still activated. You press your Ctrl T, it will take you to the setting. You come back to this naming row. We are going to change it to alphabet this time around. You press OK. Then you click and drop, click and drop, click and drop, click and drop. So the next thing now, as you can see, the grid line is not well arranged, right? It's scattered and it's not organized. So we are going to organize it. So let's delete the other one. I think we deleted our man there. So how are we going to delete this? How are we going to delete the one with alphabets? So let's cut this one so that we paste it. Then you press Ctrl V to paste it. Original locations, press OK. So now let's start organizing our grid. You click on this point and you adjust. Mind you, make sure that this moving node is being activated. Don't put it here. This one is multiply, while this one is elevate, then this one is mirror, then the next one is rotate, and the next one is drag. They all have different functions, so you make sure that it's a move node, so you can now move it. Mind you, hold your shift while moving it so that the grid line will not veer off its position. So just hold your shift. Then as you are holding your shift, you come to this point where we have this one here. You come to this point now, you click it so that it will align, or you use your grid line. If you don't know how to do that, just use your grid line, put it here, then you click on this one, then you drag your node, make sure it's in the grid line. Repeat the same process here. That is for a neat work. So let's repeat the same process here. Click on D, drop, click on C, drop, click on D. So the next thing now, you'll find out that these grid lines are not in the middle of this wall, whereas they are supposed to be in the center of this wall. So we are going to what? We are going to adjust, make sure that it's in the center. Adjust. But if you don't know the center, if you are finding it difficult, some ArchiCAD will just snap the center automatically for you, while some will not, and it's also depending on the system you're using. But in case if it didn't snap that center line for you, how are we going to do it? You click on this line, right click here, drag it to this point and click. So it's going, this is the center, right? This is the center of it. You now click here and drag, make sure you put it in the center. Or once you've gotten that center, let me go back and Control Z. Once you've gotten the center of this thing is telling you that this is the center of this wall. So you use your guideline, put it there, then you now drag your grid the center. So that is how you repeat the same process in the whole of the wall. So I'm going to fast forward this process. I think we are done with that. So this is our grid line now. So if you go to the first story, let's rename this, let it not look as if, let's rename it to roof. You click on it, come to this side where you have your property, highlights up and type roof. As you can see, it has changed, so you double click it to now take us to the roof. Then you can repeat the same process of dimensioning your roof. Since you know how to dimension now, you just repeat the same process of dimensioning your roof. I think this is the end of this tutorial. Just stay tuned for more tutorials. Thank you.